everyone, Phobos here again, and we're back for episode 2 of Let's Play Ark Survival Evolved. Solo play. Let's get back into the game. Today, we're all lucky because the new patch just came out for 2.08. There's a new dinosaur. Pachycephalosaurus, I think it's called. It's an herbivore. It's a passive dinosaur. I read a little bit about it. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it looks like it's a friendly dinosaur. It's an herbivore, and like I said, and it has a charge attack, and when it hits you, it give you a super torpor effect. So it's basically it'll knock you out, and it's also apparently really good at attacking structures. So that'll be interesting to see in the server side of things. Also, there's new mobile bases you can finally start building on top of the Brontos and the Plesiosaurs, which we all know what a Bronto is. The Brontosaurus. It's not what they're actually called, but was what we were taught growing up. But the Plesiosaur is a big ocean dinosaur, and it's interesting. And we're back in the land of Ark. In the last episode, we spent the time pretty much running around like a chicken with our head cut off, trying to gather things, explain some of the basic rules, fixing glitches, which luckily that area is no longer glitched. I got my graphics fixed. Wait a minute! Look! It's still there. I think this is a map glitch, because I was thinking about this. And I think it has to do with the settings that my world was on when I spawned in. I cannot get up that. Why can I not get up this rock? So yeah, this is a thing. But it doesn't matter because we won't be spending any time here. Moving on. I saw a Dilophosaurus over here. A Dilo. Or a Dillo, since some people call it. They are aggressive, but they're the smallest aggressive dinosaur on the island. But I'm not counting bugs, because there's bugs. Man, bugs are annoying. They will attack you constantly if you're nearby. There's Titan... Actually, I have never tried to pronounce it until now, I just realized. There's basically giant ants, which is like a Titanonirma or something like that. There is... a Meganura, which is like a giant dragonfly. So, I mean, there's a couple of different insect types. You can kill them and get chitin and a little bit of meat, but that's about it. Alright, let's check out our... Oh, look, I crouched. Wrong character key. Let's check the inventory. Okay, so in the last episode we got to level 3. We got our movement speed up to 104. We had made the basic tools, a couple of spears, a thatch foundation, which I had said we're not going to use it for anything until we get a sleeping bag. Now, the truth of the matter is you can put a sleeping bag anywhere. You don't have to have a foundation to do it. There's that Dilo. Let's go kill him before he sneaks up on us. Or her, whatever it might be. Oh, there's a trike. It's getting dark, and... that makes things really dangerous in this game. Uh-oh. It's going to spit at us. Dodge it. If you get hit with that, man, it gunks up your screen, for one thing. And it makes you move slowly. And we leveled up again. That's awesome. Let's get the hide from this. It's a Triceratops. Or... trike as the game called it, and it's mate boosted. That little heart means an opposite gendered dinosaur of the same type is nearby. They got a little menage a trike going on there, and he pooped or she pooped. A wild female trike. Oh, you're the third wheel. You're the third wheel, or you're the third trike. That's a big poop. Okay. So I think for this episode, we're going to get a little bit of a base established. We need to get some tools excuse me. We need to get some materials built up with our tools, and we can make some foundations. Um, I've leveled up and need to spend my points, and what I'll do with that is let's see what we can buy. We're going to go for movement speed. We want to get that to 110, like we were talking about. And the reason I chose movement speed first instead of some obvious choices like health or damage is because during level 1 to 6, that's not going to make as huge of a difference as it will later anyway, having a bunch of health. Because you're still pretty vulnerable without really good armor anyway and a good weapon. So what I'm going to do is during this chaotic period in my life of levels 1 to 6, I'm just working on the movement speed, get up to 110. It'll allow us to run a little bit faster. We can get away from danger a little quicker, get to places a little quicker. Seeing as how we don't have a mount, that's going to make things take a little less time on the island overall. And in a pinch, it's always good to be able to run faster, and I didn't take the time to put my point in. Genius. All right, let's get that campfire because we don't want to forget about it in the long run. Ooh, I really like getting the water skin, but I think we should go for a thatch wall. That'll help us work on some stuff. And let's get that sleeping bag. Because if we're going to be moving, if we die, I want to be able to spawn where our base is. Now, the thing about a sleeping bag is it's only a one-time use. If you die, normally, if you have like a bed, you can respawn at the bed. It's got like a 5-minute cooldown, but otherwise you respawn randomly in starter locations. Sleeping bag will let you spawn at it, but only one time, then it disappears. Let's get some fiber and some berries. We're going to need thatch, we're going to need wood, we're going to need fiber to build our foundation. Now, in the last episode, we'd gathered a little bit of fiber, built some cotton, or made some cotton armor, some cloth armor, I should say. Cotton. And we're pretty low on resources. Now, I didn't go over some of the berries. Excuse me. The medjool berries, like I said, medjool berries, amar berries, which I think is clever because amar is like, you know, amarillo or amarillo for the yellow, for the Spanish word for yellow. So there's that. And then azul is kind of based off azure for blue, so blueberry, yellowberry. I'm not honestly sure about tinto. Maybe that's a reference in some language to red somewhere, or it has a red tint. I don't know. Maybe tinto is a type of berry. I'm sure that as clever as they're being with a lot of the different naming and things, that if 4 out of the 5 berries we've looked at so far, or I guess in this case, 5 out of the 6 berries, all have a reference. Actually, I'm not sure about the medjool either. I don't remember all the colors in Spanish. Maybe that's part of the word purple. I'm not sure. But these two seem to be the only two I don't recognize having a nod towards some, or reference towards some word. So maybe you guys know. You can let me know in the comments. You know, hey dummy, tinto or tint, that's because of this or the other, or you know, the French word for purple is medjouflora, or who knows what. I don't know. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. But the stem berries, you eat those. What they do is they reduce your torpor, but they also dehydrate you and use up a little bit extra food. I think maybe it's just water. Let's read it real quick. It can be eaten in a pinch to recover foods, stamina, and lose torpidity, but it will dehydrate you. Okay, so it'll lose torpidity, which is a good thing because if you remember, torpidity is a measure of your unconsciousness. So when you're running around, if you're gaining torpor from different reasons, like being stung from something, or you're starving, also being punched or hit with a slingshot will give you torpor, so that can knock you out. And it doesn't take much either. Somebody hits you 2 or 3 times with that slingshot, you're going down. As a matter of fact, I've seen people at lower level get hit in the head in one shot and go right out. but just something to be aware of. Your torpor stat, it can get you killed if you're not careful. But stem berries, it'll lose torpidity. Um, you can eat those in a pinch to gain stamina as you're running. So if you really need to get away from something, you can just spam eat stem berries as you run, and you can get out of there. But you will be dehydrated by the time you're done. And of course, the most important berry, in my opinion, is the narco berry. When you eat it, you gain it. Everyone on the internet says 8, but if you do any kind of research, it's 7.5. Like anytime you feed it to a dinosaur, it's 7.5. Let's try it on ourselves. Let's see what it gives us. This is test right here. 7.5. See? I'm not crazy. So, a narcotic requires 1 spoiled meat. There's a little green chunk of yumminess here with the maggots and the flies. And 5 narco berries and a mortar and pestle, and you can make a narcotic. It's a bucket of green goo, and what it does is it gives 40 torpidity, or torpor, which is basically a concentrated version of narco berries that doesn't spoil. So it's really good to turn your narco berries into that. And what you can do with that is you can use it to make trank arrows or keep dinosaurs unconscious when you're taming them. And the benefit to it is that it doesn't spoil. So obviously, whenever you get an opportunity to turn narco berries into narcotic, you want to do that because it doesn't spoil. And of course, mejo berries are the preferred berry for herbivores. We need to find somewhere to move because we're just kind of wandering around all goofy like, and I'm gonna die before too long if I'm not careful. So there are all these rocks spawning in because I've got my settings on low, which is awesome. Let's knock some of these out of the way. We need materials anyway. And I want to clear up this beach. Wow. There we go. So that flint will be good for us because we can make spears with it. We'll eventually, I'm going to save the leftover flint I've got. We can use that to make spark powder later. Oh, I'm encumbered. That's okay. Keep going. It is so dark. Yeah, let's do something about all this. Okay, thatch wall and thatch foundation. See, last time we made 1 thatch foundation, but we're going to make a 2x2. So let's make, well, we can make 2. And let's make as many walls as we can too. Just to kind of ease up on some of the inventory weight here. Let's unequip those and repair them. That'll use up a little bit of resources, a little bit of weight. Be a little bit easier for us to get around. Equip that. Oops. Not what I want to do. Equip that. How's our weight? 97 out of 100. We're still not moving anywhere anytime soon. So let's drop the stone because we can get more of that. What did I just drop? Mejoberry seeds. Okay. Let's drop that stone. Let's eat all these. Oh my gosh. And these. 4, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. When I would just spam these. There we go. We ate all our excess berries. Which, a stack of berries Weighs like 10 pounds. It's crazy. Yeah, okay. So we move a little bit better. Let's get out of here. I don't need to chop down this stone anymore. There's a carbonimus. Let's get down this beach. I think that the area I was originally wanting to start in is actually not far away. It's just a little ways. Is there something we can do about that view distance? Let's do this. Makes it a little frustrating to get by. Now, all of a sudden, a wall of rocks appears in front of you. A wild rock wall appears. I don't want to get too low on stamina. Get caught with my pants down. That would be embarrassing. I pooped! Hey y'all! It was my battle poop. I do that every time before I go into battle. Hey, what's up? You want some? Let's do this. Chop. One hide! You stingy dodo. I'm glad your species went extinct. Okay, those are just dodos. I thought they were more dilos for a second. While dilos aren't that hard, especially in later levels, they're a joke. In the beginning, sometimes you can run into little tribes of dilos, and there's like 4 to 6 of them, and in 3rd or 4th level, they'll just tear you a new one. Uh-oh. I see one. Alright. Yeah. No! No, that's mine! Get away, you bastard! Oh, you son of a... Okay, back up, back up. Oh, crap! Gotcha! Hope you don't have a mate. That bastard ate my dodo! And I'm dying. Kill you out of spite. Okay. So, regenerating health takes food. As you can see, it's slowly going down a lot quicker than it would if we were just standing still. And we gained a level. Let's get that movement speed up. Just one more level, and we got that to where we want it. Let's learn the... Let's learn the door frame and the door. That way, we don't have a roof, but we can make a box and stand inside it. And it will be our box. And there will be none like it. For it, this one will be ours. It's so sad. Just a box. Hey, homie. I want to tame you and build a base on your back. What do you say to that? What's on your neck? Is that the herpes? Looks like he's been attacked by something. Yeah, see? Right there? Those are like... Normally, I think that's like blood signs. So he's like wounded a little bit. I think. Something must have attacked him. And he killed it. That's a big poop. I picked up poop and dropped poop. See, this is the way of the world. You give a poop and you take a poop. Your poop is bigger than mine. That makes me feel inferior. I wish I could poop as big as you. But as creepy as that sounds, We need to move on. Let's drop that. I am not using your poop, because what that means is you eat it, and it will kill you. You will die from poop poisoning. And we don't want to become septic and eat the poop. You know what? I am surprised that the dodos don't have any way of fighting back at all. Like, I know they're a passive species and they're not supposed to fight back. I get that. But in such a dangerous island, it's just amazing that they evolved like that, you know? They don't have a defense. They're just walking chicken nuggets, basically. I mean, because I can talk today again. They're basically, that's what they are. They're walking chicken nuggets. And I don't know. Maybe they breed like rabbits. That's their thing. That's their natural defense mechanism. We will outbreed you. What the hell is that? Did y'all see that? I'm not crazy. There was something out there in the ocean. Am I seeing things? Was it that I saw out of the corner of my eye? I saw some big thing in the ocean. It was like, whoa. Maybe it was a plesiosaur or a megalodon, like cresting the top of the water, the surface. Maybe it was part of that rock coming into view. Doesn't matter. It can't come get me anyway. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with things in the water not being able to come out and get me. Because I have this fear in life, this unnatural fear from, like, it's pretty specific, okay? I'm not afraid of the water. As a matter of fact, I'm quite comfortable in the water in real life. I grew up in lakes as a kid, so I'm a water baby. But the ocean, okay? I don't like the ocean at all. Salt water is not my thing. And the thought of something like really big beneath me coming at me, or if like, see, I'm not crazy, it was an ichthyosaurus. But like, if I were like in a boat out there, or even like, say like in a helicopter floating around for some reason above the water, and I saw this big mass milling about underneath the water, coming up toward the surface, I would be petrified in terror. Like, what the hell is that? Because I think the idea of the fear is that if you can see it, you're in the middle of the ocean anyway, and you can't get away. So some giant thing moving towards you from the lurking in the dark depths of the ocean coming towards you, I think that's a pretty fucking relevant fear. You know, that would be not a good thing in any scenario. So the fact that nothing in this game can come out of the water and get me, I'm pretty happy about that. But you just wait and watch. They're going to do it. They're going to make something creepy and scary that can come from the cavernous deeps and eat you. That will be terrifying. In the delicious rain, filling my thirst meter. I will kill you one day. Alright, where are we at? How far have we gotten? We're it! And we're here! This is it! This is it! I always press that button whenever I try to leave the map. I do it every time. Watch. I will never hit M the second time. Itchy nose. Okay, so this is where we wanted to be. It wasn't too far of a trek. Didn't have to cross any water. There's a stupid Dilophosaurus. Yeah. I can do range too. You want to see that? BAM! In your face! Oh, he's coming at me. Ooh, you missed. Ow. Come on. Holy shit, he's level 92! No. Ugh. Oh, die! Did you see that epic death throw? He like stood up erect and slowly fell over. It was awesome. And I got my spear back. That's awesome. It's fantastic. Let's get some more thatch. Wait, is it thatch we're out of or wood? We're low on thatch. Okay, that's easy to get. We need more thatch because we're going to build more thatch foundations and walls. Because this is where we're going to build our starter base. And don't worry, we won't stay here for too very long. This base is mainly just time enough to get a few things gathered that'll make life easier, a place to store things so we can go and gather more materials. Basically, we're going to make a few boxes, set them down inside our little thatch hut, and store stuff while we try to do this, that, or the other. And once we get to a solid place, I think probably around level 10-ish or so, around that time frame, we'll have built up a full set of armor, some weapons, a few pieces of necessary gear, maybe made a few other things like some wood foundations, and have tamed possibly a mount, and gotten a saddle, which takes a bit of resources, a lot of hide. And then by then, we can gather everything up together, put it on our mount, and take off. I think that's basically what I'm going to do, and it's a decent plan. And of course, when we decide to move, we can deconstruct the base for the materials. Now, when you deconstruct something, you don't get all of the materials back, obviously. I think it's somewhere between a quarter and half. I've never tried to exactly measure or take note of how much you get, but it's somewhere between a quarter and half of the materials back. I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, I think it's half, might be about 40%. We're gonna test that, you know, let's test it right now. Let's test it. We're doing for science. We're doing it for science. Let's find out the ratio. The ratio, 20 thatch, 6 wood, 15 fiber. 20 thatch, 6 wood. 10 thatch, 3 wood. And 15 turns to 7. So you get half rounded down of your materials back. So what we'll do is after we, save up, make some things, and get ready to move, we'll just deconstruct everything for the materials, take that with us, and we'll have a decent starter amount of materials for our first major installation, because that base will probably serve us for about probably 20 to 40 levels. I mean, we'll be there for a while, and then once we get really higher level and we have a lot more materials, a lot more dinosaurs able to gather a lot more types of resources that we can't even think about right now, we'll want somewhere that's a little more equidistant to all of the different features that we might be interested in, like caves. Caves are a thing in this game. Is that a red drop? Oh, it's multicolor. Caves have a lot of important resources. They've got random spawning loot, they've got artifacts, they've got metal and crystal, obsidian. They have a lot of high-end monsters. You'll get things like spiders, titan boas, aranios, the spiders, the scorpions, and bats. Things that you won't encounter outside of the caves. So there's those that, and of course you need to gather all the artifacts for the boss of the game. And we just hit number 1 and we can repair, except we don't have a stone, I think. And now we can repair just by hitting 1. So, there's caves you want to think about, and they're dotted all over the island. There's like 6 ground caves, and there's like a bunch of underwater caves, like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. I don't know exactly. So somebody who knows, don't jump my case too bad. I haven't memorized everything. Like I said, I don't want to know everything playing the game for this series. I just want to know enough so we're not wandering around lost the whole time. I think it's time to start laying some foundations down, guys. Another Dilo, and I'm burdened. This sucks. This sucks. Okay. Let's see. Should we try? Let's lay a foundation down. Where do we want to build? Let's build over here. I like this area right here. I don't know if we can take this rock formation down. I doubt it because it's so big. But even if we can, I'm not going to. I'm going to save that because it looks pretty cool. Alright, let's start right there. It's fate. It's been settled. We can move. Let's go kill that Dilo. I don't want him walking up on me behind me while I'm trying to place a foundation or something goofy like that. Because even though I could pretty much kill that one no matter what, getting jumped is not fun. It's irritating at the best of times. Die! I think this guy's got more health than the level 92 we fought a while ago. Right in your face! We'll leave you be for now. You're a little tougher. Okay. This is going to make us really heavy. Alright, we want 2 more thatch foundations. Seriously? So we need 30 fiber, which is about 18 from now. I thought that was what I was looking. Let's get that. We could probably use some berries anyway. We're about to starve to death. And then, after we build these foundations, these next 2 foundations, I will make a campfire, and we can cook some meat. Oh man, that's so much better than berries. Each piece of cooked meat gives us 20 food, so it's a lot faster than berries. You'll carry around a lot less weight as well, per, like weight per food. Or I think it's more accurate to say food per weight. It's like for every pound of cooked meat, you're going to get a lot more food than you would for a pound of berries. You know what I'm saying. You know. Efficiency and stuff. I think this ought to do it. I haven't been paying attention. Let me check. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do 2. Because we're just starting out with a 2x2 for now. And of course, crafting a thatch foundation makes us heavier than the materials we had originally. You can craft. You can place stuff from far away. Alright. Get out of here. So we have our 2x2 foundation. Woot. Let's check. Okay, we've got some decent amount of thatch. Maybe. Let's see. We should have 1 wall. I believe I made 1. Let's put that there. Let's craft 2 more walls. Bingo. And let's get a door frame. Do we have enough for a door? We do. Bam! Okay. I think that looks cooler for a door frame right there. So we can get a couple walls going, but not the whole thing. I wanted to make sure I had enough to make a door frame and a door first. Just so we can get that out of the way, and then we'll just make the rest of the walls if we can. Probably don't have enough, but oh wow. Okay, so that gives us an idea. Let's see. What do we have left for crafting walls? Let's click those off, even though I'm going to need one of them. Oh, we do have some leftovers. Enough for one. Okay, so that means we're going to need 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. With plus the 1 we just made, so yeah, 3 more. Okay, not too bad. And then 4 roofs. So we're good there. What do we need for more? Fiber. That's all. Just lots of fiber. Okay, man. Gathering plants. Important business. Let's do it. I'm about to start hurting from starvation. Yeah, stone. Bam. Bam. We're going to need 16 of those for a campfire. I was hoping I'd be able to make the campfire before I started starving, but I've got this stuck in my head that I want to finish the thatch hut before I make the campfire, because arbitrary order, I have to do that first. But we have plenty of berries, so we'll be all right. No worries there. The earth shall provide. We leveled up fast. Must be all those dilos and dodos we were killing. Alright, here we go. Movement speed 110. We'll be moving on to other good stats quickly enough. Okay, so here we're going to need the roof, because I thought I already had that. And even though I really want this armor and the water skin, because those are important, let's get this storage box. Being able to stuff things in a box is going to be pretty awesome. Just out in the weeds, picking up plants and fiber and stone, long grass seed, you know, just doing things. Big ass turtles just wandering around. You know, just a regular day in Ark Survival Evolved. Where are we on the map? What is this area called? It's not on the map that we see that. Hold down H. There it is. The Gulch of Lamentation. I'm lamenting being in this gulch. Yeah, if you hold down H, you get like a little bit of more information on everything. Like in the bottom right, you can see the actual numbers on the meters. And the upper left in the orange, you can see some information. We're on day 2. We've been playing. No, that's not how long we've been playing. That's the time of day in the game. So it's like 2:20 right now, military time. And we're 22 degrees Celsius. I can talk. 22 degrees Celsius. Okay. I know Celsius is way, way, way more popular. And I wish I had been raised on the Celsius system of measurement, but I wasn't. I'm a Fahrenheit man. And change it back to Fahrenheit. So if we hold H, we should see that it's 71 degrees. A balmy 71 degrees today in the Gulch of Lamentation. Be careful for all you Thutch. Man, what is my deal with not being able to say thatch hut today? Spoonerism. Ruin my montage of talking and making a silly weather forecaster. Well. Oh, I thought I got all the plants over there. I did not. I was mistaken, sir. Please forgive. It was a noobish mistake. 3 walls. 1, 2, 3. And 4 roofs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have enough for a box. That's awesome. Craft a box. Craft a sleeping bag. Man, we are rich. Get over there. Do 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 do. Walking while crafting's really slow and boring. Bam. 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 Alright, we have a box. We're like a big cat. I'm in my box and you can't see me. But honestly, nothing would come over the walls to attack us anyway. I mean, giant dinosaurs, you have to make like a wall like 3 high to keep them from coming over it. Like T-Rexes and Spinosaurs. But there's not really T-Rex. Excuse me. There's not really T-Rexes on the beach here. I thought I might have seen one in the last episode. I was wrong. That's not to say you won't ever see a T-Rex on a beach. You can. They just rarely spawn on the beach. They're more of an inland dinosaur. Okay, let's get this box down. So I'm tired of being weighed down. Alright. So I'm gonna want to put my bed and or sleeping bag on this foundation. Let's make this storage side over here. Perfect. Alright, let's start throwing some stuff in there, man. Let's get this metal out of here. We can't get to that for a while. Let's throw some flint in there. Let's throw the oil in there, the dodo egg, the stem berries, all of the seeds, because I'm not going to use those for a little while. Let's throw some stone in there. Let's throw some thatch in there. Let's combine that meat. Let's throw this spoiled meat in there, this chitin in there. Wood, hide. I'd throw fiber in there if I could. Actually, let's take the spoiled meat out and throw the fiber in. Alright. Now let's place these roofs and my sleeping bag. Which, once I make a bed, I'm gonna destroy this sleeping bag if I don't use it before then, because there's just no point once you have a. Oh, see what I mean about arc? You're not paying attention. You don't take your time. You accidentally do something goofy. Alright, let's get the materials out for making one more, because I'm a genius. What is that? Is that a trike? It better be. Alright, man, we have a thatch hut. Check it out. What is that out there? It's just a trike. Psh. Psh. Look at this fancy door. Man, that is so fancy. Doesn't that just look like the most luxurious thing you have ever seen? I mean, look at the fine artwork that has gone into the vines wrapped around this piece of wood. I mean, that's craftsmanship, ladies and gentlemen. Be jealous of my door handle. Moving on. So yeah, we got a thatch hut. It's great. This is right in front of the door. Let's move that. You two, just go. Just get out of here. We don't need you. We don't need you. All of your wood belong to us. Oh, really? I'm starving. It happened. Let's go into our inventory. Let's eat some of these amar berries. Let's eat them down to 18. Wait. Let's eat one more. Now they're triplets. They're triple berries. your snap, crackle, and pop. I'm kidding. Don't sue me, Rice Krispies. Holy bejesus. Boy, it's so easy to distinguish between the door and the wall. I'm glad they did that. Maybe it's just my eyes. I don't know. It is though. It's kind of hard to tell. You know, it's thatch, but I'm not really getting down on the art development team. They've done a wonderful job. They made me not want to be in a thatch hut, which gives me motivation to upgrade to wood as soon as possible. So actually, I think it's not a terrible idea. Let's throw 10. Double click with shift held down. 10, 10, and it gives you 5 each time. So we got 10, 10, and 10. And we need 7 more stone to make 16, and that should be enough for a campfire. Cook all this meat. Let's remove these. So when you have like an item or a stack of items in your inventory and you use them up, or excuse me, in your hotbar, and you use them up, it leaves a ghost icon of them. And the reason it does this is if you have the materials on you and you press that corresponding number while you're just not in your inventory, like if I was to press number 4 right now, it would build a thatch roof because I have the materials for it. So it's really useful for building if you want to just build one item at a time, just click it and it goes away. But that's not what we want today. We want to collect these, get those items removed from our bar so we don't accidentally build a thatch roof. And we're gonna, there we go, get the 7 stone. We're gonna make us 2 more thatch and a flint. Why didn't you guys tell me I was being a dummy? Oh my gosh. Need flint. Just give me all your flint. There we go. And bingo, we have the campfire. Sweet. Let's go get that place down. I'm starving. Caveman need food badly. So, in a campfire, as well as other things you can burn stuff in, like a cooking pot or a refining forge, which are things you can make later. Anything that uses fire, okay, you need to have a fuel, obviously. And everybody would think, of course, first off, wood, which is fine. Wood is a fuel. It's really good to use. It lasts a while. But when you burn it, you're left over with charcoal as a byproduct. And that's okay. That's fine for cooking. In a cooking pot, you need to put specific things together, specific resources, and you can make, like, say, for instance, a dye, and that takes charcoal. But let's say we wanted to make some kibble to tame a certain dinosaur. Well, when you use wood and charcoal pops out as a byproduct when you burn it, that can all of a sudden alter the recipe. So while you were making kibble, now all of a sudden, because of certain resource combinations with the charcoal, you're making dye. It'll screw up your recipes is what I'm getting at. Other types of fuel, thatch. I prefer to use thatch. It doesn't have a byproduct. The charcoal does have other uses, like for gunpowder. So down the road when gunpowder is needed, I'll start burning wood. But until then, I'm going to use thatch primarily as my fuel source. There will be a few things where I'll use a different fuel, spark powder, like for a refining forge. It lasts a lot longer. You get more bang for your buck, but it's more expensive. So for now, we're going to use thatch as our fuel. Um, Let's see, is that enough to repair these? No, I need a flint for the stone hatchet. That. Got it. Not what I meant to do. Why did that happen? Oh, it was full. Okay. So when you're in an inventory and you double click, instead of it going down here, it goes over to the inventory. And that's what happened. Always shut the door behind you. In a single player, it doesn't really matter. But on a server, you leave the door open, people can go in and steal your stuff. And they will. It's frustrating. Light the fire. Cook the food. I don't think that's enough thatch to cook all 20. It might be. I think it's like at a 2-to-1 ratio, maybe 3-to-1. 2 or 3 thatch to cook 1 meat. It's not like laid out exactly. It's more along the lines of like how long it needs to be lit for a piece of meat to be cooked. And it takes about 2 or 3 thatch to keep the fire lit that long. That's really what it is. So I'm going to gather a little bit more thatch. Which never hurts to have more thatch. I'm not even kidding. In the future, we'll be using thatch by the hundreds and hundreds, like by the thousands. If you have like 9 or 10 compost bins and you want to make a bunch of fertilizer, that's 1,000 thatch, 100 for each. But when you get metal tools and you start using them, you get even more resources per swing. And when you get dinosaurs tamed and you start using them, and they not only do they get a lot based on their melee damage stat, but they also have a much higher weight usually. So it's like a little caravan almost. You just running around gathering items, and next thing you know, you got 600 pounds worth of stone. It's awesome. Alright, we got some cooked meat finally. Moving up in the world, not foraging for berries. We're at 23.9 food, which means we're going to need all 4 meat to get up to 100. I mean, that'll give us 80, which will put us at 9, 9, 9, 9. And if you like, we can even watch it go. Look at this. Now, we ate 80 and we were at 23, so it would go to 103, but it stops at 100. And that's the benefit of putting food or water, extra points into these two. You know, say I gain a level and I put a point into food. I think they give 20, like, oxygen every level. So if my food was 120, you know, I could hold more food before I become starving. Now, you still get the same amount per food item. It's just that you can hold more. So it's kind of like a camel. You feel you got a bigger hump, you can hold more before you run out. That's about all it really does for you. 3 more meat. Let's see, do we have enough resources to make another box? Because we could use one. Wood, thatch, and fiber. Let's just throw all of it over there. All of the thatch is in the fire. Let's just go get new thatch. 4 or 5 trees, we'll have plenty of thatch. Also, in the newbie areas, like pretty much anywhere along the beaches on the entire island, this tree right here, which is like a palm tree, but this specific tree, like you can tell the difference between that tree and this tree. This is like a little tiny, thin, veiny tree. Bamboo-ish almost. Almost. When you see some of the other textures, you'll know what I mean. But this specific one right here, I've noticed, like, the white tree almost looks birchish, but it's a palm tree. They give a lot of wood and or thatch. Like, usually you're going to get 20, around 20 wood or thatch per tree. I mean, not always, don't quote me, but sometimes you'll get like 25 instead of 15. So, I mean, it's about 20. 23 that time. I don't know how you do the math between splitting up different types of materials. Does one wood count as 5 thatch? I don't know. I don't know, man. But the point is, like, here's a smaller tree. Boy, it's just not working out for me to prove my point. But I'm telling you, you get more from these than you do from the small ones. So just something to know. It's not a precise thing, but you do get more. Like that I do know. You got 18 thatch and a piece of wood from that one. 8 thatch. See what I mean? Okay. Anyway, those palm trees, those big ones, those are good. Let's make that storage box. We can craft 2. Let's do it. Storage space, man. You always want storage space, so I mean that's not going to be a bad thing that we do to make 2. I mean, all right, we're repaired. We've got some storage. Okay, now we're gonna line these up. I get a little bit OCD about this kind of stuff. I know I can't be alone in that. And there we go. And the reason I'd also take a lot of time in lining it up is because you off by an inch and all of a sudden all this space is just not enough to hold one. We probably have enough space to hold a 4th one. It's just making use of the space that you have available. So let's put berries in this one. Berries and food and spoily things. Now later we can get something called the preserving bin. If we put spark powder in the preserving bin, it activates it, and it which basically makes it heat up. And everything with the spoil timer lasts 4 times longer. So if I was to drop this tinto berry in there, it would spoil in 16 and change minutes, which would actually work out to like 18 minutes or something. But anyway, it would spoil in a lot longer time. And what happens is all 16 of these won't spoil in 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, one of them will spoil, and the tinto berry spoil timer will reset, and the next one will spoil in 10 minutes or whatever it is for berries. So, I mean, just something to think about because everything spoils. And this one's 7 days. You throw one of these in a preserving bin or a refrigerator, which lasts 10 times longer. Oh, yeah. Eggs have a very long timer. Okay. And we got just a little bit of materials left over. Let's check our meat and see how we're doing. Oh, wrong button. F. Now see, it says E to put out fire. You can hold it and bring up the radio menu on the thing. Put out the fire, access inventory, hold it here to demolish, and if I click it demolishes it. So there's that. This is also how you interact with a dinosaur once we get it tamed. Or you can just press F to directly access the inventory of anything you're looking at. You'll see that message sometimes when the game's loading. Those are pretty useful hints. Okay, so all that's cooked. Let's put this out. 14 meat. We're up to 17. Clear that. Let's leave 50 thatch in there for future needs. It's dark. I was gonna say let's put the rest of this up, but let me grab some materials here. Oh, I don't have the engram for it yet. I was gonna say let's make a standing torch, throw some thatch in it, and we'll have a little torch that sits by and gives us light. But of course, I don't have the engram for it yet. It's down there. But those are good for lighting up a little area, and they do use fuel, but they go through fuel much slower than, say, a campfire or one of the other burning structures does. So if you throw 40 thatch in it, it will last like an hour easy. So I mean, it's pretty efficient on terms of fuel. but the pool of light is small. If we were to put a standing torch in the exact middle here, it would light up an area equivalent to 2 by 2. So it would light up this one small area, and that's it. I mean, they don't give off a lot of light. You can see them from far off, but the light, like around them, the little area of effect, area of effect, is pretty small. So, I mean, there's that. Thatch hut, 2 by 2. The early days of Ark. You gotta love it. Well, guys, I appreciate you spending time with me today, coming out for episode 2. This one, we didn't get a whole lot of action-packed stuff done. Like I said, we're in the early days of being a survivor on the island. I mean, we're up to level 6 now, and it's just going to get better from here on out. I mean, it's better and better. Pretty soon, we'll be able to start taking on things like trikes and carbonimus, and even maybe a raptor soon. Which, once we can kill a raptor, we can tame a raptor. And that will be amazing. And maybe we'll start going to go fetch some of those drops. Because they have some good stuff in it. It can be random. It can be resources. It can be blueprints. It can be structures. That could probably have a whole thatch foundation, walls, door frame, and door in it. Which we don't really need now. But we could place them and deconstruct them for the materials. For now, we could use them. Later on, you probably just ignore white ones entirely. But like I said, thanks for coming to stay out with me today, guys, in the rain and the darkness. This is Phobos. Have a great day.